Okay, so I'm gonna explain. I don't think I really put it into quite enough detail. Like, I'm gonna just try to give because Neon Genesis Evangelion is a very, very difficult series to decipher, and what's kind of left near the end is just theories. And the movie, the end of Evangelion, I just finished the series today. I just watched the movie, and I feel like I still have only cracked the surface of what the show truly is. But basically, in the end of Evangelion, honestly, I'm gonna say it right now. I think it actually might be my second favorite film of all time at the moment. And so just gonna put that out there. Now, from what I think, a lot of people deny the fact that Shinji and Asuka become the new Adam and Eve. This is also spoilers. So a lot of people deny the fact. They think that Shinji and Asuka did not become the new Adam and Eve at the end of it. But even if you look, say you look at the, hold on, you look at the poster. I have the movie poster on my wall. That's basically hence the end of the film. Basically, that's basically just kind of, I guess, shows what's after, or which that's kind of what it is at the end of the movie. But I'm just going to be talking about the movie, by the way. So, anyways, now that's the whole title itself, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like, neon means new, Genesis as in, because there's a lot of Christian themes in the anime itself, in the movie and the show. There's a lot of Christian symbolism and all this other stuff, And so neon basically means new. Sorry if I don't know the language. But and then Genesis, as in Genesis in the Bible, and then Evangelion, which is another kind of Christian kind of. So it's like, yeah, Evangelion is like the creation of mankind. So neon, so new, Genesis, Evangelion, so new creation of mankind, death and rebirth. If you've heard that in the series, you can kind of understand that. And I'm sorry, this is the second time I rewatched it. I mean, this first time I rewatched it, I guess. And so if I barely even cracked the surface of what the whole connection of the anime itself is, then I'm sorry. But the thing is, what I kind of think is interesting is that one angel is called Adam, basically, and Lilith is the other one, and they're both put on the planet, and they probably shouldn't have been, because that's kind of how the trouble with the angels kind of started with Adam. Like, yeah, Adam creates kind of the human race and kind of brings out like kind of normal creation, while Lilith kind of brings out just more just kind of developing of angels, basically. And that's how the first impact happened in Antarctica. And anyway, so now, all right, I'm just going to talk about the movie. Okay, so basically what I find interesting about that is that the second angel is not called Eve. The second angel is called Lilith. And the reason why is because I think I heard basically what it is in, I guess, in the Hebrew Bible, I suppose, the Jewish Bible, it says that there was a girl named Lilith who was there before Adam. And with Lilith, she didn't get, Adam and Lilith did not get along, and Lilith ran away, and God punished her, I suppose. And so they replaced her with Eve. It does not have that in the Christian Bible. And what I find interesting about that is, yeah, Asuka, in my theory, Shinji and Asuka repopulate the earth and become like a couple. They have sex and they repopulate the earth, and it's just the same thing as with Adam and Eve. But the thing is, with Shinji and Asuka, it's clear they are attracted to each other, but it's not necessarily. It is pretty clear that they do not get along at times, but it is also very clear that they do care very much about each other, even though it's a little hard to kind of see that. It's just kind of the way Asuka, I suppose, is. But that's my theory. In my theory, Asuka and Shinji repopulate the Earth as Adam and Eve would, in my theory. But yeah. And also another thing I might want to bring up before I go. One thing is, a lot of people say, well, Asuka can't repopulate the Earth. She's dead. Well, the thing is, yes, I actually do believe she did die. But when Rey became one with Lilith, which Gendo Ikari, Shinji's father, originally just wanted to form one with Lilith and become a god by becoming one with Lilith in order to bring back Yui, like his wife. And Rei rejects Gendo's plea and ends up becoming one with Lilith and granting Shinji his wish. So Rei becomes a god, a goddess, I guess you can say. So anyway, so with the end with yeah, Rei does die. And where was I? So yes, Asuka does die. There's pretty much no way she could have survived being basically mauled to death and basically, I don't know, like just basically torn apart by those Avas that Seal brought. But anyway, so yes, she did die. But come the words, Rei is in fact a goddess, so she could I'm assuming what she did bring Asuka back to life is what I'm assuming happened. So she did that purposely before she died, so she could so Shinji and Asuka could repopulate the Earth is what my theory draws down to. And that's just how I view it. But it's very hard anime to understand. A lot of it is just kind of brought up to interpretation by the viewer. And I guess I might bring up the thing where Shinji strangles Asuka. How I view it, I kind of view it how that basically Shinji was he basically kind of wished the world would just start over. He's very unhappy. He wanted the world to just start over again. That's kind of the death and rebirth. So basically, when he strangled Asuka, he was making sure she was real and not an illusion, which is kind of brought up the interpretation. There's other reasons, and he did that because he knew that if he strangled her, she would react very violently and just like freak out basically. But instead, she just kind of caressed his face, which is when she says disgusting. I think that people can kind of put that as like some kind of like almost like some kind of ironic, affectionate thing in her way. But how I view it is she knows that she has to repopulate the Earth with Shinji. This is kind of why she says that, in my opinion. But that's just my theory. This is the whole point of the live streams, I suppose. But if you have a different theory, there's only says one person's watching, which I'm assuming is just me. It counts me as a viewer. Yeah. So that's my theory for the end of Evangelion. Personally, I hope my theory is correct, because that actually is a pretty genius idea if it all comes down to the fact that they do have Christian themes, even though like none of the people who worked on it were Christian, because I don't know, Christianity is not a very popular religion in Japan. It's mostly atheists. But yeah, that's kind of my theory. Thank you for watching. Bye.